Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls from around the world, we are live here from the SageNet Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma for the Tuesday Night Dirt Invaders All-Star Showdown. Joined here by a fellow competitor of last season's All-Star race, Tyler Rice. How you doing?
What's up, man? Doing great tonight. Getting ready to enjoy this mighty fine All-Star race.
You received the unofficial fan vote last year and got a chance to come out here and race with the series best. What kind of racing can we expect here tonight?
There's going to be a lot of beating and banging, short track style racing. You know, then you add the dirt element, and it's going to be a little slippery, slidey. You know, there may be a few spin outs here and there, but all in all, I think it's going to be some good racing tonight.
Like I said, this is the cream of the crop of the 40-some-odd drivers we had compete with us in the season. We have we had 12 drivers eligible. A few missed for various reasons, but we have 9 of the best tonight. Trevor Burge, Kenny Bolin, Chris Reese, Matt Teller, Josh Oswald, John Smeal, Charles Stevens, Cameron Seiden, and a celebrity entry. Chuck Phelps is going to try his hand at the dirt just to kind of fill out the field. Logan Monteith.
Yeah, we talked old Chuck in the running tonight, so we'll see how he does out there.
Took a lot of effort to really twist his arm. Logan Monteith unable to, series champion, won 5 races, unable to make it due to the loss of his grandpa. So our thoughts go out to Logan and his family. Wish he was here, but family's more important than a video game.
Oh yeah, we keep Logan in our thoughts and prayers. He's been kind of the class of the field all year. There's been a couple other guys that's run up there and really challenged him. Trevor kind of sticks out to that, and Kenny at times, and so our thoughts and prayers go out to him, and hope to see him back here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, Tyler, you want to go ahead and talk about what you got in store for the next iteration of the Tuesday Night Dirt Invader series?
Yeah, we're going to take off a week next week and probably do something fun and crazy like we always do. And then starting that second week in November, I believe it is. I don't have the exact date in front of me, but we're going to be doing a local legends series, 1 track, 1 car, 5 weeks, to see who the local legend is for Lucas Oil Speedway in Wheatland, Missouri. So that's what we got to look forward to. We're going to be running the UMP Modifieds on the service here. 750 horsepower car. Lot more horsepower, about double the horsepower what these the old street stocks are turning. But you know, that's going to separate the men from the boys. We'll see how all that horsepower gets translated down into the dirt. So I'm looking forward to it. Something I've wanted to do for a while, and they brought me in as a new commissioner for the Tuesday Night Dirt Invaders. Appreciate the vote of confidence from the other guys, and we do miss having Kinder out there, but we know work comes first over this kind of stuff, so we understand. So we're looking forward to this new series, plus all the other crazy goofy stuff we do. But this is a new one, so we're going to give her a good try.
And after that, we will do our usual shenanigans with the jumpy trucks.
Oh yeah, heck of a good time. Heck of a good time.
Looks like qualifying's all but wrapped up. A couple people snuck off some extra laps. Trevor Burge, Kenny Bolin, Chris Reese, your top 3. 9 cars. I believe it's going to push them all into 1 heat. Got about 3 minutes of qualifying. I'm gonna let those guys have that, so they can go get a drink, go pee,
go have a bathroom.
Yeah.
Yep. Go hit the bathroom, whatever, what have you. So, but yeah, this race last year, I think Trevor is our defending champion, if I'm If I'm wrong, you have to correct me there, but I think
Yes,
Trevor is our
Trevor ran
defending.
away with it and put on an absolute clinic.
Yeah, he did. He's pretty good in these cars. You know, I was looking forward to the battle between him and Logan, but you know, we're gonna see if Kenny or Chris or one of these other drivers can step up there and give old Trevor a run for his money, and I sure hope they do. It's gonna make it exciting.
Kenny Boland's quite the wheelman when he's up front and is able to battle, but as soon as he gets behind the 8 ball, he starts making mistakes after mistakes after makes, putting himself further back. Chris Reese, Mr. Consistency. Matt Telder, very fast. Josh Oswald, kind of a jack of all trades. John Smeal, quite the wheelman himself. Charles Stevens snuck in there somehow. I'm not sure if he qualified through the fan vote or if he actually raced his way through to a top three. Cameron Seiden, I know, got a top three. Top three in any race was a direct qualifier into this race. With only 8 race seasons, it's
I
kind of
tell
hard
you,
to get a full field.
Charles Stevens. Yeah, it's been crazy. Old Charles Stevens, you know, he's actually worked at it and improved his dirt racing ability here this last season in street stocks, you know, and it goes to show, you know, he actually, if I remember right, he did qualify. I can't remember what track it was. It may have been Cedar Lake, I think, and he goes up there and he ran a top three. So you know, it was well earned for him. Glad to see him improve and sitting here in the All Star race for it. So those hats off to him and good work there. I didn't even qualify this year, you know, so it was it was a tough road to hoe this last season. It was a lot of good competition.
Yeah, a dominating performance from guys like, well, Trevor and uh, Logan, of course, were the class of the field. Kenny Boland was up there quite a while, or quite often. I had my flashes of greatness up there. Ripping the lip at Lernerville after taking a heat win kind of helped me on there, but it's definitely been fifth. I'd say fifth through 20th was really a toss up on where you'd finish because there's a lot of fast guys.
That's for sure. I was running first race of the season, started on uh second row and drove out to the front and got dumped out of the lead by the time we come back to the stripe for the first lap, and that's kind of the story of my season is running good position and then something bad happens or some kind of disaster happens. So doesn't surprise me. That's kind of how it goes sometimes. You take the good with the bad.
All right, we're getting ready to roll out for heat race number 1. We're gonna have 2 heat races. But just a quick glance at the schedule we ran, it was generated by one of those random wheels. But we had Weed Sport, Williams Grove, Lanier, Lima Land back to back, Cedar Lake, 3 small tracks, bull rings back to back, Lernerville, Volusia, and USA International Speedway. But as we gear up for heat race number 1, it's at the inside row. We have Trevor Burge going to lead him to the green. Chris Reese is outside Josh Oswald. Charles Stevens and Chuck Feltz round out this 5-car heat. That's going to leave the other 6, whoever they are, for heat number 2.
Be a pretty good, exciting heat race here. So, pace cars down on the infield and under Trevor's control. Here we go.
Ooh, a little contact between Charles Stevens and Chris Reese. Just a
I
little
hope he
insight on what
gathers
we
it up
have
and
to
gets back
come.
going again. And there's old Trevor Burge. He's starting to put on the show. Everybody take notes here.
in that Scooby-Doo street stock, reminiscent of the paint scheme Bobby Pierce ran, I believe, at the Million.
I think so.
It's either the Million or the Dream last year. I can't remember. But it was another brilliant marketing paint scheme out of the Pierce stable. Which, when you're one of the least favorite drivers in dirt racing, you kind of got to do what you got to do to sell stuff.
Yep, that is for sure.
Trevor Berg stretched a gap of almost a little over 2 seconds over Josh Oswald.
We got a pretty good battle heating up here between second and third, between Oswald and Reese. Reese has caught him and looking for a chance to get around him. He keeps getting up and clipping that wall. He's trying to look underneath Oswald here to see if he can't sneak a nose in and root him up out of the groove there.
Yeah, using that berm on the inside, about like what Knoxville has. A little bump, not quite enough for the run. Josh Oswald, familiar with the being the recipient of a bump and run last week at the Coliseum, over at the Thunderstruck Super Series 2 or Wednesday night tour mods, which you will find me on the call for that as usual. Find TR on the track.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ooh, heavy contact with the wall for Chris Reese. That's going to really open up the gap for Oswald. Oswald working on the lap car of Feltz.
I'm pretty impressed with Chuck. He's kept her going straight the whole time. He may not be the fastest car out there, but he's keeping her straight and trying to drive her clean. So hats off to him
it's
for that.
It's in a general that-way direction as we are on the final lap. Already 12 laps just flew by like that. But when you're running 13 seconds, it doesn't take long for it to click them off. Trevor Berg, your Heat 1 winner. Josh Oswald second. Chris Reese third. Charles Stevens fourth. Chuck Feltz rolling out in fifth. Here is your starting lineup for the second heat of 4 drivers. Kenny Boland, Matt Telder, John Smeal, Cameron Seiden. Cameron, I believe, one of those guys that pulled off a top 3 and really surprised everybody with his finish. I should really start writing down where everybody got their qualifying race at.
It's in Discord somewhere, maybe.
I just type it in Google Docs. I'm like, yeah, this person got a top 3, and that's about it.
Well, this heat race here, to me, is probably going to be the more interesting one. I mean, we had a good showing by Trevor in that first one, and then Oswald and Reese, running it out there pretty hard. But this one seems a little more evenly matched and stacked heat because all 4 of these drivers are wheelmen and can get the job done. So we'll see how it goes here.
And we're green flag racing. Cameron Seiden back there doing some Baja 1000 action. Oh, contact between Telder and Smeal, leaning on each other early. Comes across the track in front of Seiden.
Throw caution for that one there. We'll save him a little bit there. He was trying to get her back going the right way and didn't think he was going to get her before the leaders got back to him. So.
Just the way she goes with the.
We'll go back green.
Just the way she goes with the iRacing physics sometimes just don't necessarily agree with everybody. A little bit of contact there on the right rear with Telder. Telder steers it down, gooses up, comes across into Seiden. Tough break for Telder. He pretty talented driver when it comes to the dirt racing. He should have no issue bouncing back and getting back up front.
Re-racked and restacked. Here we go. I think we got 2 to green. Nope. Pace truck's off now.
Teller having a hell of a time. He's just gonna park it and take the last place starting position.
Cameron's got a little damage there or not, I don't know. He's a little off the pace.
It is the Kenny and Smeal show up here with 5 to go.
Let's see if Smill can run him down here and get up there and take that position. I don't know if he's quite got enough speed to get up there and run with Kenny. Kenny's just kind of clicking off laps now and running pretty consistent. He's wrapping that bottom real tight, nice and clean, driving it off hard and pointing her down the track.
As it sits, it is a Ripcord Chassis 1-2 start for the feature.
The old Ripcord chassis are fast. Gotta grip it and rip it.
It just rips different.
Well, there we go. That is your Heat 2. Kenny Bolin 1. John Smill P2. Cameron Sidon P3. And Matt Telder P4.
And we'll have a quick 5-minute warm-up for these guys. And then we'll be green flag racing for 50 laps. Chance for all these guys to get out here on a fresh track and get some practice and readjust before she's blowed out in about 30 laps.
Lap features, so there's going to be a lot of grooves being used across this track here. They'll probably start low and work their way high, and everybody be in a tight line around the top by the time this is all said and done. Kind of what I'm looking at here.
We got some folks in the chat. We got Key Chapois said blew up. I'm not sure what in reference that was. We got Connor Doty. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to continue to butcher that. But Connor, if you're interested in joining the league, check out our Facebook page at Original Rebels Racing League. Join the Facebook group, and we can get you pointed in the correct direction from there. But we are about to wrap up our dirt racing, well, at least our street stock dirt racing for the time being, and pick up some UMP mods in a few weeks. But if you are still here, still interested, feel free to check out our Facebook group.
Yep, we'll kick off the UMP mods in about 2 weeks. We take off next week. We'll probably run some kind of fun run or something. But yeah, hit that Facebook group up. All our information's in there. You can get into the Discord. Once you join the Discord, then we can, get with you on what you would like to run. We run, in our league, we run everything. Or pretty much everything. We're oval track, asphalt based, with a few of us guys that like to run dirt, so. I can tell you one thing, when I joined this league, I was not much of a dirt guy. I had the interest in it, liked going to the dirt races, but had never turned a lap myself, and now I almost prefer to run on the dirt, but that's
you're
me. I'll run other stuff too.
Now you're slinging it big, trying to qualify for World Outlaws.
Yeah, and you know, that was a lot harder than it seems, but hey, you can't say you did it unless you don't, if you don't try. So we given her the old college try. I don't think we will make much of it, but that prepares us for World Outlaws late models in the spring. So that's what I'm looking forward to is World Outlaws in the spring and driving a super late. I'm trying to get a lot of experience driving a super late, pro lates and super lates. So
Hell, I
that's
gotta
a whole new
get my A license
experience.
in dirt before I can even attempt that.
Yeah, I ran a limited last night at Lernerville, and that was about how you would expect. It was one line around the top, and nobody could hold it on the rim, on the berm, on the side where no fence is, and we had guys off the track all over the place. I even went over the berm at one point, but I corrected just enough to crawl back up there and only lose maybe 2 positions. So it was rough.
I had a race at Lernerville one time where a guy come down, hit me, bent my right front, and then I bounced off the wall. Weighed that right front all the way over, and I could rip the bottom like nobody's business.
Well, that's what's
And
called bent fast, right there,
I
boys.
drove it from ninth to second before I run out of laps.
There you go, bent fast. That's what we like. If you're gonna bend it right. So looks like got about 10 seconds left here in this warm up, and then we're going to be feature racing for 50 laps.
Yeah, a little shake up as far as the fastest in the warm up goes. John Smeal, your fastest in the warm up. And there's Trevor Birch back to the top. Never mind.
Well,
it is Trevor Birch, John Smeal, Kenny Bolin, your fastest in warm ups. Hey Google, play the Chicago Bulls entry music. Trevor Burge with Dirt Affliction starting on the pole. Outside of him is a fellow Dirt Affliction Ripcord Chassis team member Kenny Bolin. Josh Oswald with Oswald Racing rolling off third. John Smeal rolling off in that fourth position. Chris Reese rolling off fifth. Cameron Sinden rolling off sixth. Charles Stevens, Dark Horse Motorsports team member in seventh. Matt Telder eighth, and Chuck Felt's gonna try it again in the feature, rolling off ninth.
we're going to have quite the feature here.
This is the best we have to offer in all reality. For an asphalt league with a dirt curiosity, we are green flag racing. Kenny Bolin going to rip the lip on the high side, trying to get to the bottom. Josh Oswald is going to capitalize on that momentum and challenge for the second spot.
Yeah, if Oswald can really wrap that bottom, and there we go. There he completed the pass. Got it done. We had one up in the wall. Looked like Smill was up in the wall. Oh.
Chris Reese was all sorts of out of shape. Tough break for him. Gets it back in the general direction of straight. As we are going to re-rack him, restack him. Yeah, Chris Reese all sorts of out of shape there. Caught the berm. We'll take it back for a Rebels rewind. John Smeal tags the ball there. Chris Reese into the berm, upsets the car, and Smeal catches him. Chris Reese down to the pits, gets it back going in the general direction of straight, but not before dropping all the way back to 8th position. A lot of action there in the first three. And we got 47 to go.
All right. I had to talk to the drivers 1 second, but we're we're back underway here shortly.
And we're back green flag. Josh Oswald able to get back down under Kenny. John Smeal hanging her out high, wide, handsome, running that Chastain line. Lots of beating and banging
we got
back
action
behind
all
him.
over the track right now.
Fun fact, if you throw to the chopper view here inside the center here in Tulsa, it's almost like a drone cam, except you can't hear anything.
Fortunately, there's not a really good camera for inside of this arena.
No, there's really no good cameras for as far as broadcast goes.
But completely understandable. I've been to this place in real life. They're at the Tulsa Fairgrounds, Tulsa State Fairgrounds, and been in this. It's hard to believe they build an actual dirt track inside this building. It is huge. It is huge. I've watched monster trucks there. I watched the Chili Bowl when I was about 8-10 years old, you know, but been to a lot of state fair stuff there, a lot of gun shows, and this place is big. It's just hard to believe they built a dirt track in it.
They built a dirt track and then house about 1,300 haulers in there for a week as well.
It's quite a show, I can tell you that much.
And then I know in another part of the building, they have the RC Chili Bowl, which is really obviously the who's who of RC dirt over racing. And to say that you've gone down there and won a feature at the Chili Bowl, you've actually won something as far as playing with little toy cars goes. John Spiel seems to be struggling back here, trying to find a rhythm. Or maybe I just clicked him on a bad time, but he is on the struggle buses. We are under a yellow flag, showing Cameron Seiden having some issues. Cameron on the high side. Oh, into the wall, into the hay bales at the end of the wall, and that's what brought out the caution.
Okay. Well, there we go. I never caught that one. I'm trying to keep up with everything here, and
SDK, the broadcasting software for all the overlays and stuff, tells me who crashes.
Okay. Well, that makes more sense. I'm trying to watch everything and play race control, and it's sometimes hard to keep up with it all.
Yeah, it tells me who crashes, who passes people, when they go into pit lane, all kind of fancy stuff.
All right. Racing again, Trevor Burge with a big jump out in front of Oswald here. Let's go see if Oswald can get up there and take it to him, but he's got Kenny Bolin working on his inside here. We're going to have a heck of a battle for second place right here. He shoves him up high, up out of the racing line. See if we can complete the pass here. Looks like he's going to get her done here coming out of fourth.
Oswald looking to cross him up, not quite able to get there. I would foresee the high line coming in here in the next 20-30 laps. But it doesn't look like it's quite there yet, as everyone's still catfishing the bottom. Charles Stevens hanging her out there high, wide, Hansen there, the corner of your screen.
Still trying to work that old dirt berm up there so they can get a cushion worked up there and start ripping the lip.
Oh, we got Cameron siding around again. Not sure what this one was for. Looks like it was
Looks like Cameron and Chuck kind of Cameron was trying to work around Chuck, and they got sideways in the corner and drove it up on the berms. What it looks like to me.
Yep, here we go. Now we're getting to the meat and potatoes of the replay. Yep, there it is.
Yep, Cameron trying to work around Chuck, and Chuck not the most experienced. We're glad he's there, but they just kind of get together and drive it up the berm, and that's what throws a caution, even though they were both kind of keeping it straight there.
And we are way to the back to the green flag action. We got some beating and banging back here. Kenny Bolin, Chris Reese. Oh, Charles Stevens got sent. Tough break for Stevens. But it looks like it was just an accordion effect there in the corner. 3 wide, contact with Bolin, Reese. Oh, Charles Stevens was still a little wiggly. Not quite had it set in. Not really much Chris Reese could anticipate. Tags him around. Nothing much. A little racing incident. Nothing major.
This track being a short track, and when it starts getting slicked off, you know, it can get away from you in a hurry if you aren't ready for it. It could snap out, and you could loop it just too quick to talk about. That's just nature of this track. It happens. I
mean, it's not like this track is made necessarily for street stocks, but we're here anyways. iRacing says I can't. It said I could, so we're here.
There we go. You know, if it can be driven, probably.
Ooh, that was loud. Josh Oswald scraping the wall on TV2 and was really loud. John Smeal spins the tires. Trevor Bird's up on the board. Josh Oswald to the point.
Out to the lead. Trevor had a little mix up in 1 and 2, and
up on the berm he went.
Josh
Oswald was there to capitalize. Almost to the halfway point. Yo, with street stocks in the Chili Bowl being in the conversation, it makes you wonder, is iRacing ever going to add dirt in the dome in St. Louis?
That would be a spectacular move if they would do that.
Because it's wide enough you can race late models and modifieds on. If it's wide enough to race late models and modifieds on, it's wide enough to race midgets on, it's wide enough to race street stocks on, it's wide enough to race anything on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I've watched it on Full Racing for several years, and I believe Dad and I are going to make the pilgrimage for feature night this year, because he's got vacation, and I'm not going to say no.
There you go, and I think I'm going to try to make a trip to the Chili Bowl. That's usually right around the first of the year. Barring any kind of family activities, I'm going to try to make a trip over to Tulsa to the Chili Bowl.
Newman's got his car for sale. He's up from around here. His Chili Bowl car from last year's for sale. Showing Charles Stevens the victim of the caution as he's wheeling it his best on the high side. Tosses her in a little too hard, and around she goes with the 888.
Victim of too much slick track. Too much go and not enough whoa.
Yeah, he was wheeling her, trying to keep her in the general direction of that way, but went this way instead. Just past halfway, Josh Oswald on the point.
Always hard when you get crossed up on this way and that way. All right, here we go. Re-racked, restacked.
Trevor Burge with a chance to recapture the lead by a mistake with Oswald, but Oswald, a model of consistency in about everything he races.
That dude can click off the laps and be Mr. Consistent when it comes to lap times. Other than tire fall off, his lap times are consistent every lap.
Trevor Burge falls victim to Kenny Bolin, falls back to the 3rd spot. With just 22 to go, the chances of a repeat are looking slim as he is under fire from John Smeal.
This top 4 has been kind of, other than a few little mishaps here and there, this top 4 has been pretty much the same. With Oswald taking the lead here a few laps ago on a restart, and he's kind of looks like he's out to about a 2-3 car lead now over Kenny. He's
showing
starting to flip him off.
Almost a second over Kenny. But the battle for second is hot.
Trevor trying to make her stick down there on the bottom. He's doing all he can, working that bottom side. Kenny's rolling that high line, trying to keep that momentum up. Keep Trevor at bay there.
About the same as far as speed-wise. The bottom's not gone yet, and the top's just not quite there. Burge able to utilize the berm just enough to kind of hook it and book it.
He is definitely hooking that bottom side just right to make it work and be door-to-door with Kenny.
Trevor Burge, the Stormin' Mormon. I don't know if he's actually a Mormon, but he's from Utah, so it's close enough. They have like 3% alcohol beer there. Like, who would want to go there?
Oh, Kenny up in the wall, taps the wall there. Trevor gets by him.
Yeah, but he's got a 2.5 second gap. Oh, the humanity. Oh, Kenny in the wall. Drives it in, taps Trevor, gets Trevor all upset with the net code, spins Kenny around into Smeal. Tough break for Kenny, had a great race.
That may be an interesting Discord team chat right now.
I can hear it now.
Looks like they were both racing hard. Yeah, that's quite the interesting.
Trevor's apologizing obsessively, and Kenny's not saying anything because Kenny's a man of few words.
Yep. Happy, mad, sad, glad, whatever. He's a man of few words.
So we're going to rack them and stack them 2 by 2 one more time, looks like. Inside 10 to go. We go single file just like the World of Outlaws. Burge on the outside, Oswald on the inside. Not the caution Oswald wanted to see as he had set sail. Smeal with a great jump. Burge on the outside. Smeal looking to challenge Burge for the second spot. Oswald ripping the berm. Smeal underneath Burge.
This is what Oswald likes to see, is Mill and Burge going door to door. Kenny trying to stick his nose back up in there, so the three of them get to racing pretty hard. Oswald's just going to kind of drive away from them and click off some consistent laps here.
We got 2 handfuls in the air from Barney in the infield. We have just 10 laps to go. Great racing action here so far. It's kind of flown by.
Looks like Trevor is shaking himself from Smill, and now he's set his sights on Oswald, and he is making a run at him. He's gaining bits and bits of ground every corner here. Maybe another lap, he's going to be there.
One thing I will say about Trevor Burge is it doesn't matter if it's the white flag for the win. He won't move you. He'll race you clean to the very end. So to see a a bump and run from the 119, I will be pleasantly shocked.
But he is doing everything he can to get to Oswald. That's for dang sure. He's giving her the old try hard. That's for sure.
5 to go. It is Oswald, Burge, Bolin, Smeal, Stevens. Your top
these
5.
These two have kind of driven out to a pretty good lead here over Bolin and battling it out between them two. They've got about a straightaway advantage over Kenny here.
Here we go. Popsicle sticks for Oswald coming out of 4.
Will Trevor have enough to get to him? Will he try a slide job? I don't think he will have enough momentum to get her done.
6/10 the gap. Charles Stevens going to pull out of the way, or try to pull out of the way of the leaders here. White flag in the air. All we need is the guy at the Chili Bowl who's down there on the racing servers waving the flags like crazy. He is there. He puts a nose to him. Not quite enough to upset him, but not hard enough to kill him. Josh Oswald going to take the win here at the All-Star. That is 2 All-Stars, 2 winners.
We'd like to see it. 2 different All-Star races, 2 different winners.
That was
a thing of beauty.
That was earned for sure by the 17. He is burning it down like he won something big, but in all reality, he was racing for an attaboy.
And then the ceremonial demolition derby.
So we get the final results pulled up. Josh Oswald, your winner. Trevor Burge in a close second. Kenny Bolin in third. John Smeal fourth. Charles Stevens in fifth. Chris Reese and Cameron Seiden 6th and 7th, a lap down. Chuck Phelps 15 down in 8th, and Matt Teller, who missed the start, in 9th. Let's see if we can't, like I said, say anything about post-race interviews, did I? Oh, it is an absolute demo derby. You want to hop over and tell?
I just told them top 3 driver interviews. I better tell them to go to the waiting room. All right, there we go. Looks like we got Kenny and Trevor. Just waiting on that Josh Oswald fella.
Well, Josh Oswald looks like he's still tearing stuff up.
Oh yeah, they're going hard in the paint now.
All right, let's go ahead and talk to third place finisher Kenny Bolin. Kenny, it's Tyler now, except the booth. You got us.
I got you.
Pretty good race there for you. Kind of kept quiet in second and third there for a while. Had an unfortunate tangle up with your teammate Trevor. How was that in the voice chat?
It was all right. I mean, it was my fault. It was just hard racing, and I came down on him a little bit, and he just clipped me in my quarter panel. I mean, it's a small track, so what do you expect?
That's for sure. That's for sure. This track is small and tight. You guys put on a good show. You and Trevor racing back there in second and third. Any takeaways or anything like that for this? You know, did it exceed your expectations tonight?
Oh yeah, I mean, I know some people don't like running these cars on this track, but I had a blast, and I hope we do it again next year. I mean,
for sure, man.
It always is fun racing all the way around.
Alrighty, Kenny, you got any sponsors I can thank real quick?
Ripcord chassis, of course. Central Glass and Glazing. All the Trevor and all those guys. Without them, I wouldn't be as good as I am right now. As I am.
Alrighty.
Good run tonight, man, and congratulations on that P3 finish tonight. Way to build, Will, man.
Thank you.
Alrighty, let's talk to last season's winner and second place. Trevor, it's Alex and Tyler in the booth. You got a copy.
What's up, boys?
Had quite the run. Was putting on a clinic and then had one slip up and just was never able to capitalize and get back by Josh Oswald. Go and take us through your race.
Yeah, man. Just Josh and I kind of had a little bit of contact, and he got around me. This is a small track, and it's fighting over real estate. I had a great time. You know, Kenny and I got into each other too, and same thing. It's just really small, and that outside doesn't work. So you try to fight for the bottom and get what you can. So I had a good time. I love coming to this track. This is one of my more favorite track and car combos. So I always have a good time when we come here.
It seems to be less favored than others, but I'm glad somebody enjoyed it. It's a different format. Really brings the cream of the crop to the top. Granted, you guys are, I mean, to get a top 3 in this series anymore, quite the challenge. And it separates the men from the boys from that. It really.
We had a great season. First of all, I want to thank you guys, Tyler and Alex, for being admins of the season, helping us out, putting it on. But we've had a great season, and a lot of drivers that you didn't get to see tonight have had good seasons, and it's a lot of good racing. When these guys come out, they put on a show, and it's a lot of fun. My Tuesday nights are spent doing this because I love it. So.
Well, and we get to see racing like that on a consistent basis every week. You was putting on a clinic there early, and then lost the lead there, but you and Kenny were throwing them at each other. They're battling for second, man. That was some great racing, and like you said, you got a lot of guys here that definitely put on a good show that didn't quite make it to this. So, that was quite a great night of racing, quite a great season of racing.
Yeah, we've got a lot of people that have come a long ways too. That like John, he's come a long ways. He put on a lot of work this season, and it shows. He's been really fast. Cam, this is Cameron's first league at all, so he's done a lot of work, and all these guys put in practice, and they're getting better, and it shows. And this is a really fun series, and these fans are missing out by not seeing it every week, and it's kind of special that it's once a season. So.
Yes, sir. That's for sure.
Alrighty, buddy. You got any sponsors I thank real quick before we get out of here?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to say that I was just distracted tonight by the magical unicorn that is Chuck Feltz. That gun show, you guys haven't seen it, it's amazing. So shout out to Chuck. But really, just I'll self-plug Ripcord Racing Chassis and Burge Graphics.
Yeah.
Dirt Affliction, the whole team, they helped me. Kenny, Todd, Cam, Eric Burkhalter. They helped me get better.
That's the unicorn, Eric Burkhalter.
I know. We haven't seen him a lot we haven't seen him at all this dirt season. I'm trying to get him to come in for the modifieds, but we'll see. Thank my beautiful wife. She lets me do this. And yeah, thanks everybody who watched tonight. And one more shout out, Logan, a really good driver that runs with us, couldn't make it tonight because his grandpa passed, and I just want to send out my condolences and let him know we're thinking of him.
Oh yeah, for sure. So good run tonight, Trevor. Congratulations on a P2, and congratulations on a great season, my man.
Hey, thank you guys, and congratulations to Josh. He put in the real work.
That's for sure.
Alrighty. Speaking of Josh, let's go drag him up here. Josh the Jet Oswald. It's Tyler and Alex in the booth. You got a copy.
Yeah, I got you guys, man.
The short track master strikes yet again. Capitalized on a mistake from Trevor, and was able to take the lead. And there for a while set absolute sail. Go ahead and take us through what you saw the windshield of that Cadillac.
A lot of mud. Nah, this one ain't a Cadillac. Only the asphalt one is. This is Chevy SS. But yeah, I mean, Trevor it looked like he just over rotated a little bit in front of me, and I kept her wound up on the top. I think I was the only guy out there running the car in third gear the whole race. So I keeping the RPMs up to give me a good drive out of the corner, but it would hit the chip before I got to the corner to keep me from overdriving, and it would rotate real nice and let me run that bottom slick pretty good just by feathering the throttle. And from fan vote to winning the damn thing, I'm surprised. Normally, I did not expect much out of the Chili Bowl tonight.
Yeah, fan vote won the fan vote by one more vote than what Brandon Wallace won the Grand National Queen by. Just want to point that out.
That's good. That's because nobody likes Bubba.
Well, I do got to say, and I was talking about it on the broadcast earlier, and I've run a lot of laps around you. Mr. Consistency when it comes to running laps, and it for sure, once you took that lead, it shined and it showed and paid off. Just consistent lap after lap after lap, and Trevor was giving it everything he had to get back up there to you, but you just seemed like too strong and too consistent for him.
Once I guard that bottom, I knew he'd have a hard time getting to run on the top, and I had a good feeling that Trevor would run me clean. So I knew I could guard the bottom without worrying about getting dozed over. That one caution when I had that big lead, I looked down, saw I almost had a 4-second lead, and I saw the yellow come out. I did not want to see that. I had a nice, comfortable gap. I was, then the pressure was on for the restart with I think 12 to go there. So then everybody was right back on me. I just was hoping for clean few laps there till we get spread back out again and be able to breathe a little bit and just focus on making sure I hit the entry every time so I can get my low drive off and guard that bottom.
Well, I'd say you did the great job and come away with this one. P1 for the Dirt All-Star after being a fan vote in. I mean, that's awesome. Great run tonight, man.
I appreciate it, it's I never had been a minute since I won on Dirt Oval.
There you go.
Congratulations with your All-Star win. You get a crisp attaboy. And bragging rights until next season. Because
I'll probably get it. We're done now, yeah.
Yep, we on a shoestring budget around here. We barely got enough to pay for the sessions.
There you go.
I know the feeling. I'll probably get. And I'm really proud of you out of Magic Mike a little later.
That is
there we go.
Most important trophy.
Yeah, Tyler, you got one. You got one last night.
I did. I didn't even notice that. I'll have to go check that out.
You got the alternate version though, but Magic Mike is still proud of you.
Good old buddy Magic Mike. Glad to see it.
Absolutely. Always a shout out to him.
While you got your shout outs out, got any sponsors you'd like to thank real quick?
Oh yeah, you two for broadcasting this. The Dirt doesn't always get seen, so that's nice. Especially pick a good one to win. Velocity Motorsports, Superior Performance Motorsports, all the guys over there. Best team to be on. Good people. Big Frig Coolers. If you want to keep your hot stuff hot and your cold stuff cold longer and cheaper than anybody else. And Thunderstruck Super Series, and just my friends and family that watch the broadcast and cheer me on.
Alrighty. Tyler, you got anything else for him?
Nah, just a good hearty congratulations on the big Dirt win tonight. That's awesome. Like to see it, especially from a teammate.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Alrighty. That's all we got for you, Josh. Get out of here. Alrighty, Tyler. Closing thoughts before we get out of here.
Closing thoughts, man. It was a great race. Went about like I thought it would. Other than wasn't much of a top line. Everybody was wrapping that bottom pretty consistent. We had some beating and banging and guys getting squirrely and out of hand, but it made for a good race. And that's what you like to see when you come to the Chili Bowl, is a good race, especially with guys that maybe not be the best dirt drivers in the world, but they're they're out there doing it and doing a good job at it. So that's my final thoughts for the night.
Yeah, it's I mean, it was a little rough in the beginning, in the beginning stages, but that's everybody just kind of shaking the nerves and getting into a rhythm. But once we got some laps clicked off, it was a pretty damn good race. Looking forward to the next one already in probably 6 or so months.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Alrighty, well, that's all I got. And as a wise man once said,